Thanks for tuning into Slope TV. I'm Jake Mastbaum, and I'm joined by the head coach of the Cornell men's basketball team, Bill Courtney, for a mid-season update on the squad. Coach, thanks for taking the time today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I want to start with you. After many stints as an assistant coach, you get your first opportunity as the head man here at Cornell. How has that transition been so far, moving one seat over on the bench, and has it lived up to expectations?
Well, no question about it. It's obviously the year's had its ups and downs, but being in a position where you're the head coach and you're the final decision maker on a lot of occasions has been definitely a difference. And I think it's been a great experience so far. Fortunately for me, I've been able to coach a great group of young men who are really coachable, and so for that part, it's been a great experience so far.
So a lot of discovery so far this year, especially in the non-conference schedule, you getting to know your players getting acquainted with your coaching style. Over the 14 non-conference games, what have you learned about your team that you could take into conference play as you move across the season?
Well, what we've really learned is that the line between losing and winning is a very fine one. Having lost a ton of close games, it's given us an opportunity to go back and look at the films and learn kind of what we did right and what we did wrong, how we can improve, and it's something that we're still in the process of doing, but I think we're starting to understand a little bit better and understand who we are as a team and what it'll take for this team to be successful.
You talk about that fine line, the coach, and the close games. That really segues into my next point so well. You look at your non-conference schedule, and the most glaring thing is the close games. 6 out of the 10 losses in the non-conference schedule by 5 points or less. And as a coach, how do you really analyze that and get over that hump as you move forward?
Well, you go back to the film and see what you did right and wrong. And as a coach, you're always trying to improve. You're always trying to put your team in the best position to win. And so you go back in the film and find out what it is that's, either causing you to lose the games or causing you to win the games and try to correct that. With the exception of Seton Hall and Syracuse, we were in every single ball game. And a lot of them didn't go our way, so it's a little bit difficult to deal with. And at times, your team can kind of, go astray in those situations. But these guys have been great, which leads me to believe that we're going to have a successful Ivy League season.
Yeah, you talk about these close games, and one of them was the Minnesota game. Playing a ranked team in their building, one of the great venues in all of college basketball, a game that you led most of the way, could have came out on top. What was that experience like for you guys going in there and playing such a great team and being so close?
Yeah, it was a tremendous experience for our guys. I think it showed our guys, because we were struggling at the time, and I think it kind of showed our guys that we still were a quality basketball team. And I don't know if there's anything we could have did differently in that game. They were just such a big team, and we got in foul trouble early with our front court guys, and we didn't have Aaron Osgood. And so we played almost as well as we could in that game, and I think that kind of was a preview of what we can be. And I think if our guys understand that every day, then we'll be able to try to emulate some of those things in some games we have coming up.
So the non-conference schedule is over. Ivy play is here, and the beauty of the Ivy League is that you could really take the non-conference schedule, put it in your rearview mirror, and never look back. Is this the approach that you guys are taking as you move forward into Ivy play?
I think that's some of it. Some of it's a brand new season, and we control our own destiny. Even with one loss, we control our own destiny right now, and that's what we're looking forward to do. So, your record doesn't matter of what you did in the non-league schedule. But what does matter is that you take the lessons that you learned in the non-league schedule and see if we can apply that to some of the things we're going to do in the future in the league, because that becomes very important, because every game is so important, and you have to be up for every game and prepared for every game.
Injuries have played a big part of this season so far. It started with Chris Robleski, then Aaron Osgood went down, and now Max Grove is working his way back onto the court, among others. Are you guys finally fully healthy, or still working out some bumps and bruises along the way?
Well, Chris isn't 100% healthy, and that's probably as important as anything. And it doesn't as much affect him offensively as it does defensively. He's got a little bit of problem with a hip flexor, so that's bothered him a little bit, in particular in last week's game. But I think we're starting to round into some good health. We're starting to figure out a little bit of our rotation, things that veteran teams would have figured out a long time ago. But because of injuries and because of a whole new system and all new players playing for the first time, it's taken us a while to kind of get to that point. And I think we're just now getting to that point. So hopefully we can stay relatively healthy throughout the rest of the season.
Eric Peck, a guy that struggled early in the year, but has really seemed to hit his stride. 8 of his last 9 games, scoring in double figures. Has Eric blossomed into the offensive player that you envision him being at the beginning of the year, and how do you plan on using him in the Ivy schedule?
Well, I think he can even do more, and we're going to challenge him to continue to not only do what he's done so far, but even become a better basketball player. We feel like he's a very tough matchup in the league. And so we're going to expect and demand that he does great things in the league. He struggled early and kind of getting used to a new role, but now he's understanding how important he is to the team, and I think he's accepting that challenge, and he's coming with a great work ethic every day at practice, and that's where it starts. If he can have that consistent effort at practice, I think it translates over into the games.
This year you've had so many great individual performances. You had Aaron Osgood at Seton Hall, Eric Peck at Bucknell, Chris Robleski at Stony Brook, Andrew Ferry at Columbia, but it just never seems that you could get everyone going at the same time. Is there anything to that, or is that just another mental hurdle that you guys are facing right now?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. And you know what happens is it doesn't have to be everybody at the same time offensively. Mm-hmm. If we can have everyone, even defensively at the same time, I think it would be beneficial to us. The game that we came closest to having that is Wofford. Yeah. And we shot lights out, and we played terrific, and all the guys contributed, from Oz to Eric to Chris to Andrew, who are 4 primary scorers. If we can get 2 or 3 of those guys clicking on the same night, then we're a very dangerous team to deal with. In those situations, those are the games where we've been very successful, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more of that in the future.
So Ivy League play has started. You faced Columbia last weekend in New York City, but still 2 long, grueling months of Ivy League play left to go. You guys are struggling a little bit right now, but with so much time left in the season and so much talent on this team, what are you expecting from your guys the rest of the way, and what could fans expect to see on the court?
Well, for us, we talk about it every day. We try to go into every game thinking that we're going to get a W, and that's our mindset right now. Now, again, for us, it's got to be one game at a time. We got to concentrate on the opponent in front of us. We played Columbia last week, and they got us, and now we get an opportunity to play them here at home. So we're very much looking forward to that opportunity. And then we'll take it one game after that. It'll be Dartmouth and then Harvard, who's playing out of lights out right now. But again, we're going to go and compete every single game. And hopefully we'll string together some wins here pretty soon.
The road to Cornell's 4th consecutive Ivy League title continues on Saturday against Columbia here at Newman Arena. Coach, thanks for the time and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, I appreciate it.